putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family, and hurting my business. We're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company.
He needs that money. That money has to keep coming in if you're going to live like this.
It's not that expensive, though, but...
He's only 46. But he does this with everything, man. He's got $1 million watches.
I don't think he buys every pair.
You think they give them to him?
I'm shopping, spending money, living life. Money made all my day.
Joe Rogan has weighed in critically on the new revelations surrounding Floyd Mayweather's alleged bankruptcy, emphasizing how even the wealthiest athletes can fall victim to reckless spending. He argued that financial success doesn't grant immunity from responsibilities, especially legal ones like taxes. Rogan referenced Mayweather's past IRS troubles, warning that unchecked luxury lifestyles and poor financial decisions can ultimately lead to a dramatic collapse.
Owe that money to the IRS. How much does he owe?
It's in the $20+ million range.
It's a lot of money, man.
But it's not something that he's been, it's not like deception.
No.
It's just neglect to
It's
pay.
neglect. And it's also like, I think, and there is like a truth to this. He makes so much money that there's probably a point when they're like, hey, it's time to pay your taxes. And you go like, all right, here's a check for $25 million. That's an incredible amount of money. And then they go, that's true, but you owe 50 more. And he's just like, that can't be right. I've given you $25 million.
Yeah, he's bought over 100 luxury cars from the same dealer and always pays in cash.
He has $15 million worth of cars.
Congrats.
Floyd Mayweather Jr.'s legal battle with Insider Inc. marks a major shift in his public image. At the core of the defamation lawsuit is an article disputing the legitimacy of a $42 million real estate purchase that Mayweather is said to have made. His legal team claims the publication twisted facts to depict him as dishonest about his business dealings. If authentic, the 62-building acquisition would rank among the most significant private real estate deals in recent memory. But the article casts doubt on both the transaction's scale and funding, putting Mayweather's credibility under serious scrutiny. His response appears aimed at protecting his reputation as both a legendary boxer and a savvy entrepreneur.
So, I know you guys want to talk about real estate. Only thing I'm doing is answer the question.
That is a real estate question.
Okay, so out of 48 years, I'm 48 years old, and I've never sued a media outlet. The media outlet throughout my life has bashed me, talked bad about me, spoke bad about my family. Now, I've always been judged because how I have presented myself when I'm promoting a fight. You cannot judge me for entertaining the people when I'm promoting a fight. Judge me for the person that you know. You can't judge me if you don't know me. So that's no different from people in this room may want to do a deal with me. But if someone going out there putting lies on my name, putting lies on me and my team and my family and hurting my business, we're not talking about millions. We're talking about billions of dollars. We can't do that. So this is my first time ever filing a lawsuit against a media company.
Mayweather's counter-argument centers on what he sees as media bias and selective reporting. He insists that his legal team submitted clear documentation verifying the real estate deal's legitimacy. According to him, Insider Inc. chose to ignore this in favor of sensationalism. Mayweather stresses that this is his first lawsuit of its kind, underscoring how seriously he views the matter. By defending his name publicly, he seems to be making a broader move to reinforce his identity as a serious businessman, unjustly targeted by irresponsible journalism.
To build my name, to build my reputation, and I'm not going to let anyone go out there and smear my name and talk bad about me, talk bad about my family, or talk bad about my company.
All right, one more toughie. So
Nothing is tough.
no? Okay.
After being in the sport of boxing, dealing with the sport of boxing, there's nothing that's tough.
Fair. So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. how do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded
Well,
yet.
everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
Okay, so I think we'll end with this one. When I spoke to you all last week, you were riding around Miami, you were looking to buy even more.
Yes.
Have you bought anything in the week since we last spoke?
I don't know. I was out in Miami for a while. We were looking at a few properties. I'm pretty sure for the end of the year,
Stephen A. Smith's analysis only adds fuel to the growing debate. He highlights the ongoing lack of clarity in Mayweather's business activities, pointing out that public perception can often diverge from reality. While he doesn't dismiss the validity of Mayweather's lawsuit outright, Smith suggests that Mayweather's ventures often seem driven more by spectacle than substance. His comments imply that Mayweather's image as a financial genius may not hold up under deeper scrutiny, especially if the foundation of those ventures lacks transparency and stability.
I can't count the amount of examples where I saw people getting laid off, and then I see somebody come up right behind and get some contract. Business does business. You never know what's behind the goal of a business per se. What you do know is the work that you put in. If you're smart enough, what value comes with that work. And then at the same time, you also pride yourself in being very, very reasonable. I haven't, and I'm not going to talk about my contract negotiations with ESPN. They are ongoing. I think the talks have been very pleasant. I think we're making progress. We'll see what happens. If it works out, it works out. If it doesn't, I've got decisions to make because I got a future to think about.
50 Cent's remarks cut sharply into the situation. It's focusing on the absence of tangible evidence supporting the real estate deal. Instead of defending his finances with clear contracts or official documentation, Mayweather is leaning heavily on litigation. Critics like 50 Cent see this tactic as more of a smokescreen than a genuine attempt to prove his case. In a climate where audiences are already skeptical of celebrity wealth, this approach only heightens doubts. The lawsuit appears more like a power play to silence critics than an honest bid to clarify the facts.
Description where y'all can watch that in full, and as we have already seen, 50 Cent has been very involved in critiquing, taking shots at Floyd Mayweather, and when this came across his desk, he did nothing other than that. If that's the case, it's going nowhere because you didn't do the deal, champ. He must have named the writer separately to make him have to pay his own legal team. The champ is mad, and 50 most definitely promoted his brands and everything with that because 50 Cent has came into question about this deal that Floyd Mayweather has struck, showed his real estate businesses, and people started diving into it. Floyd Mayweather has been defending it, but I just realized he put this $100 million lawsuit in against Business Insider, saying that they have been going at him for a long time now, coming at his family, coming at his team, and saying these derogatory things and defaming him, so he won $100 million. The suit, lost in the Southern District of New York, names Insider Inc. and reporter Daniel Geiger as defendants. It is centered around reporting by Geiger about real estate deals Mayweather Jr. publicly discussed, including an agreement to buy a 62-building Manhattan apartment portfolio. Geiger reported in late March that there is no evidence that there has been a sale. According to the lawsuit, Geiger embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation categorized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth, but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success. It claims that Geiger refused to review documentation proving the deals in question happened, and suggests that there's a racial component to the reporter's work.
Mayweather's usual calm demeanor in interviews shifts noticeably when questioned about his finances. What often comes off as confidence turns to ambiguity when confronted with bankruptcy rumors. His unwillingness to share specifics only invites further speculation. In the world of fame and influence, perception is a powerful currency. But when that perception starts to crack, the absence of transparency speeds up the fall. Instead of clearing the air, His vagueness deepens the mystery and leaves many questioning. Whether the financial empire he presents is real or imagined.
So that article sparked rumors that you are bankrupt. How do you respond to that? I don't think you have publicly responded.
Well, everybody's entitled to their own opinion. I mean, if we call having 2 private jets, owning 100 buildings, being able to do what you want to do, if that's bankrupt, then I'm pretty sure everybody want to live like that.
That last statement was a fact. If that's bankrupt, I'm sure a lot of people want to live like that. I'd sell a few of them planes, especially if I was going bankrupt. But yeah, wouldn't be a bad lifestyle to have. Now, Floyd Mayweather isn't the most articulate person. He does not articulate himself the best. This has been well known throughout his career. He is a prize fighter. He is a master promoter. He is a great business person. Put him behind a microphone or have him articulate himself, he's not the best at it. So if you listen to that and y'all tell me if y'all got the same vibe I did or if y'all think that I'm tripping, it sounds like he's running around a lot of shit. And it's like, all right, bro, yeah, you might be going bankrupt. But let's understand something real quick. If one of Floyd Mayweather's businesses or if his business is going bankrupt, that does not mean that Floyd Mayweather himself is broke. That means that his business may be struggling. Oh, yeah, his business may be struggling, and you could file for bankruptcy. I think it's 13 or 9, chapter 13 or chapter 9 or whatever the case may be.
Mayweather's claims of having no outstanding tax issues are directly contradicted by official IRS filings. Tax evasion or unpaid balances are serious offenses, especially for someone whose brand hinges on financial dominance. This contradiction strikes at the core of his public persona, the untouchable mogul. If federal agencies are chasing him for unpaid dues, then the image he spent years cultivating begins to unravel. The IRS's involvement adds weight to his critics' claims and could lead to deeper probes into his overall financial health. Despite his bold statements, the disconnect between his words and the available evidence grows harder to ignore.
It's Money May, Aaron Mayweather too. Go Money Green on him. Change it up. Change it up. Change it up. That's what we do. There you go. There you go. There you go. That's what we did. I need everybody, all the fighters all around the world. MMA, boxers, follow this man right here. We get the job done. Money May, and y'all know the rest.
Social media has become a war zone of narratives, and in Mayweather's case, the distinction between reality and PR spin grows thinner by the day. His lawsuit, likely intended to silence doubters, has ironically amplified the conversation. Rather than putting speculation to rest, it has prompted even more analysis. Fans and followers are now questioning not only the accuracy of his wealth claims, but also the real motivation behind his legal action. What was meant to quiet the noise seems to have intensified the volume.
So apparently Floyd Mayweather files a $100 million lawsuit against Business Insider over real estate deal report. Damn, that's an expensive lawsuit. The lawsuit comes after a report by Business Insider journalist Daniel Geiger claimed that the 62-building Manhattan real estate portfolio that Mayweather announced he acquired never actually occurred. Geiger's report stated there was no evidence a sale was made. Mayweather's lawsuit claimed that Geiger refused to review documents of the deal, and it was an attempt by Geiger to publicly humiliate Mayweather. They embarked on a campaign of harassment and defamation characterized by aggressive and misleading journalism that not only distorts the truth but seems driven by a deep-seated bias against Mr. Mayweather's success, Floyd Mayweather. You know damn well he did not write that. And why would he? You know, he's talking about himself in third person. That's so cringe. Business Insider has provided a statement to Front Office Sports saying, "We will vigorously defend against this meritless attempt to discredit our reporting and smear our reporter." So they aren't backing down at all. It's going to be interesting.
Inside the ring, Floyd Mayweather's defensive mastery and unblemished record have earned him legendary status. But outside the sport, recent developments have cast shadows over his legacy. His bold assertion of owning over $400 million in real estate crumbled when public records failed to confirm it. That revelation sparked both disbelief and disappointment, especially among fans who admired him for his business acumen. Many now wonder if his focus is more on sustaining a grand image than being truthful about his financial accomplishments.
For some odd reason, at the beginning of the year, Floyd Mayweather decided to tell us all that he bought a bunch of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Everybody has found out that that wasn't true. Apparently, it's not that hard to figure out who owns property. This is not an indictment on Floyd Mayweather as a boxer. He is one of the best boxers we've ever seen. Anybody who is privy to Floyd Mayweather's antics outside of the ring knows Floyd ain't bought no goddamn apartment buildings in no Upper Manhattan, bro. We knew that when he told us. I'm not sure who Floyd Mayweather thought he was fooling. Nothing about Floyd Mayweather outside of a boxing ring says savvy. I'm sorry. This is the same Floyd Mayweather that 50 Cent told he would donate $50,000 to the charity of his choice to read Harry Potter. He bought $400 million worth of apartment buildings in Upper Manhattan. Come on, Floyd. The people who was living in apartment buildings, the second they heard that Floyd Mayweather bought their building, they was on the phone with property management like, what's really? I will pay $10,000 a month, but I won't pay $10,000 a month to a nigga. Floyd, you can't just do that with Upper Manhattan apartment buildings, bro. Tell lies like that about the projects, man. You gotta do that to the hood, man. Ain't nobody going for that shit in Upper Manhattan, Floyd. You should have knew better than that, my boy. But then again, you are Floyd Mayweather. Oh, man. Anybody with common sense knew that Floyd was in trouble when he started.
There was a time when Mayweather's wealth rivaled the greatness of his boxing career. He raked in over $1 billion from blockbuster pay-per-views and endorsements. But instead of securing that fortune through wise investments, he indulged in extreme luxury. From endless car collections to custom private jets, his lifestyle became an unending display of excess. Now cracks are starting to show. Observers are growing concerned that his empire may not be as solid as it once seemed. The parallels with Mike Tyson's downfall are unavoidable, another superstar who lost it all to unchecked spending. Despite different temperaments, both used wealth as performance art, and now Mayweather's extravagant behavior appears to be following the same dangerous pattern.
Money around as always, talking about the Miss Jackson situation. We seen Marcos Maidana looking focused, more so focused on his baby and everything. So those are a lot of the minor takeaways. But my major takeaway from this whole thing, ladies and gentlemen, is I was quickly hit with an emotion of nostalgia. You know what I mean? Because seeing Floyd Mayweather with all this money and cars and clothes and hoes and yada, 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 it just kind of reminded me, there was a small segment in that episode that stated that a lot of fighters believe in their immortality. You know what I mean? We've seen this before. So the question I ask, we have seen this movie before. Boxers traditionally going broke. You know, they start off well, so flamboyant, with all this money and all these cars, and they have businesses they invest in. There's something special, you know, at least in their minds they are. And then after either retirement or near retirement or after the fight game has left them, traditionally boxers go broke, ladies and gentlemen. And I'm not saying this is going to happen to Floyd Mayweather, but I swear on everything, man, I hope it doesn't happen to Floyd Mayweather, because Floyd Mayweather is going to go down in the halls of history, ladies and gentlemen, as possibly top 3 to top 5 to top 10 of all-time greats. I mean, depending on how you view Floyd Money Mayweather.
The concern isn't limited to outside voices. Even within Floyd's inner circle, doubts are surfacing. Jeff Mayweather, a respected trainer and family member, has openly questioned Floyd's unpredictable financial choices. He points to impulsive investments in higher-risk markets as a sign of ego-driven strategy over thoughtful planning. Rather than seek expert guidance, Floyd seems to rely on gut decisions. This raises the possibility that the wealth he displays might not be entirely real. For years, his fame was fueled by high paydays and flashy displays more than his actual boxing skills. But as financial doubts mount, the illusion of invincibility is starting to fade.
Floyd Mayweather, the highest paid athlete, not the highest paid boxer, the highest paid athlete in the world. I had the opportunity and pleasure to be around him for many years. I was his personal shopper. I was a personal friend of his family. One of my greatest memories of being just lucky enough to even be around that environment was watching him train. Watching Floyd Mayweather train is a masterclass in discipline. It is a masterclass in work ethic. It is a masterclass in this is how you execute and get stuff done. Every rep, he hits it hard. There's not one lazy rep. He does everything at such a high frequency, so elevated. I'm like, goodness gracious, watching this man train, it's like, that's how I want to train for life. I've been to the club with Floyd where we leave in the club 3, 4 in the morning and he's still going to hit his 6 miles. He'll have all the cars follow him and he's running down the Las Vegas Strip, down back streets.